where the mother is basically the one that's believed about everything and the father's not believed about anything that he says.
I don't have kids my own blood. You still connect if you are a stepfather, and you also sit there and you go, hold on a minute. What about their dad? He's a decent guy. He's doing everything. Stop talking bad about him, and don't talk bad about him in front of his own children. You talk if you want to do that. You do it behind closed doors, but don't
Yeah.
give them an opinion. Let them form their own opinion. Right?
That's
Don't
fine.
do that.
Sorry.
It's nasty.
We have a rule.
I
We have a
find it
rule, me and my partner, where we don't discuss the other parent in front of the children at all. We always had that rule because, like, it's always been contentious. It's always been high conflict. But it seemed that it wasn't reciprocated by her. And she was telling the kids things like, oh, he goes to prison every Wednesday because he's been bad to me and he's hit me and all this, but he only goes to prison
I
on a
understand
Wednesday.
But the
Like, what the
man
hell?
trying to give
Yeah.
his all. I don't have an issue with the man. I don't know the man, but he's there trying to see his kids, bringing them gifts, paying his way, and you're making snide comments at the dinner table. And let the man see his children, and let the
Yeah.
children have a loving father that gets to still see them.
And it's insanely damaging to the children.
I wish there was more
I
stepdad,
grew up
to be honest.
where, like, my parents were spoken badly about to me, and actually the effect that had on me as a child, it became a very confusing place, because all of a sudden I found myself starting to look, well, who is the bad one here? But actually, from a child's point of view, neither one should be bad. One should be mum, one should be dad, and that is it as far as the children. Despite what has gone on, they're both mum and dad, not good and bad. And that's the fault. I remember it vividly, sort of trying to work out, almost trying to piece together myself, why did they split up? And who was the bad one in the breakup? Insanely damaging.
And I've always known that there's been this where the mother is basically the one that's believed about everything and the father's not believed about anything that he says. And it's been like that for years. Because it has. You can't say it hasn't. You can see it. It's all over the courts, everywhere. It's in the court reports, everything. If you ask for case studies to look at them, you'll see dads that have provided evidence that, she's unfit to be a mother. I've got a friend whose ex-partner died. Unfortunately, she passed away recently from an overdose. But she was considered a fit mother 3 times by the court before he managed to get his children, a sort of like full custody, if you will. But she was considered fit to be a mother 3 times by a court, even though she was going out, leaving the kids on their own because she was getting drugs and, going on a binge, going on a bender, leaving the kids at home, telling them, don't answer the door, just watch telly and eat pot noodles while I go out and do this. Or going out and prostituting herself to pay for her drugs while the kids are in the house. And he had evidence of this and he's shown it to the courts and the courts weren't interested.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of that comes from, like, the narrative, though, that society has sort of almost brainwashed us. That I don't know if that comes from the fact that typically it would be the man that would leave the family home, so it's seen as them leaving. I don't know, but the narrative is always sort of seems to be that the men are the ones that are in the wrong, and the mums are saying, like.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that 75% of all marriages are ended by a woman.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of women that kick men out and then accuse them of abandoning their children. They haven't abandoned their children. You have removed him from the home.